Special thanks to Patreon supporter ZPro Warfare for making this tutorial possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's here before you bring you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the M142 HIMARS. The M142 HIMARS, or High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, is a light multiple rocket launcher developed in the late 1990s for the United States Army, mounted on a standard Army M142 truck frame. The HIMARS carries 6 rockets, or 1 MGM-140 ATACMS missile on the U.S. Army's new family of medium tactical vehicles, or the FMTVs, 5-ton trucks, and can launch the entire multiple launch rocket system family of munitions. HIMARS ammunition is interchangeable with the MRS M270A1, however is only able to carry 1 pod rather than the standard 2 for the M27 and A1 variants. The launcher is C-130 capable, or transportable, and the chassis was produced by Base Systems, Mobility, and Protection Systems. However, since 2010, the M1140 has been produced by Oshkosh Corporation by their Defense Division. The rocket launching system is produced by Lockheed Martin Missiles and Fire Systems. So yeah, really cool stuff. We don't have really any of these type of rocket systems, anything, and this is a really nice design to basically incorporate into your world, into your modern conflicts. Kind of goes along with the various modern military vehicles we've been producing, and this here is obviously no exception to that. So as we can see here, we have basically the 2 variants in front of us, one with the kind of transportable version and then one with the deployed version. So you have kind of playability with the 2, and you'll be able to, obviously put them into whatever scenario you're looking for. But before we get started, I want to give special thanks to Patreon supporter ZPro Warfare for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more you guys already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so, earn a vehicle request of your choice. Help support the work I do on my channel and is obviously greatly appreciated, so definitely feel free to check it out. Again, link is always in my video descriptions. And with that, let's go and take a look here at the 2 different designs we'll be going ahead and building. To go ahead and get started with, we have the kind of transportable version. So this here basically has the rocket launching system down in kind of the down position, and pretty cool design overall. So yeah, pretty much the truck here, the M1140, which is the new family of basically Army logistics vehicles. So hopefully we'll see some more tutorials involving those trucks and stuff like that, as it looks like a pretty nice beefy truck. Got a very nice beefy cab to it. All the various details here on the sides here for the, truck and all that stuff, and then we have obviously the missile system here on the back. And then we have the more interesting version, at least I think, is with the truck here with the missile system actually in the upwards firing position. We have it about at a 45-degree angle here, going upwards, and I think it looks pretty good at that angle. Obviously you have your missiles here, and then missiles would be kind of diagonal here, and then it would launch out the top of these tubes here. But overall, really cool design for it. I think it's going to make an awesome addition again to any of your Modern Warfare conflicts, and especially with a lack of kind of mobile rocket artillery that we do have on the channel. It's always nice to see a new one come into the list of tutorials. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer, layer number 1. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our first layer here, we'll be going ahead and start with layer 1. Now, for this truck, we're going to be going ahead and building the truck to begin with to give us a nice kind of overall design to work with. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and basically build the 2 different versions. There'll be timestamps in the description. You can look at the video kind of time bar, and you can see where exactly you need to skip to once we get to those parts. But everything's going to be the same here for the beginning portion of building the truck. Now, for us to go ahead and get started here, the first thing we want to do is we want to go and set up our right front tire. For this, we're going to place down 2 blackstone. Polished blackstone stairs back to back like so. We're going to then place down an iron trapdoor come off the second one, so the stair you want facing toward the rear, so this stair here is going to face toward the back. We're going to then place down a sandstone top slab, another iron trapdoor, polished blackstone upside down stair, and a second stair coming off the back of it like so. We then want to place down a birchwood trapdoor coming off these 2 polished blackstone upside down stairs there on the front. And after we have that done, we have our front section done. From this, we can go ahead and grab ourselves some blocks that we can easily tell apart from the rest of the vehicle. So for this, I'm just going to use some orange wool, and we're going to go ahead and count back from our polished blackstone. We're going to count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks back, And we're going to go ahead and place down another set of 2 of polished black stone stairs. Same thing over here. We're going to count back 6 blocks. And we're going to place down our 2 polished black stone stairs back to back like that. We then want to place down an iron trapdoor between the stairs here facing toward the front, and then a smooth sandstone top slab there in the center. We're going to go ahead and skip a space back from these polished black stone stairs, and we're going to place down 2 polished black stone upside down stairs again on the back here. And it's going to be the same thing over here on this side as well. So like that. And like we did before, we're going to place down our iron trapdoor, our sandstone top slab, and our iron trapdoor like that. Then on the very back here, we're going to take our birchwood trapdoors, and we're going to place down a row of 5 of birchwood trapdoors that go across the back here of the vehicle. And once we have that all done there, we can go and delete any of these placeholder blocks here in the middle spaces, and just kind of delete those on both sides there. And with that, we should have a base for our vehicle that looks something just like this. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 1 for the build. And with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 2. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer, we'll be moving into layer 2. For layer 2, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and place down 2 polished black stone stairs back to back on top of each one of these kind of upside down stairs. So it's like this to go and complete the wheels here for all 6 wheels like that. After we have that done, we want to go ahead and place down a, or go back up to the front here. We're going to place down a sandstone slab on top of this one, and then a stone brick wall on top of those 2 iron trapdoors, and it's going to be the same thing here for each one of these axles. So just like this, going back, or my bad, like so. Then once we get to this point here, we want to go then go back up to the front. We're going to place down a smooth sandstone block here in the center, a sandstone upside down stair coming off it, and then a sandstone upside down corner stair to both sides of that center upside down stair. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves a birchwood fence gate. We're going to place down a birchwood fence gate coming off the side of this corner stair here on top of that trapdoor. And we're going to go ahead and then open it up to the outside. Same thing over here, like so. And then we want to place down a birchwood sign on the side of the fence gate. So just like that to both sides. Alright guys, and going ahead and continuing on from this point here, we're going to now work our way to the sides here. So for the sides here, what we want to do is we want to go and start off by going ahead and taking our smooth sandstone blocks. We're going to skip a space back from this polished black stone stair and place down 2 smooth sandstone blocks with item frames on the sides here, and in those item frames we're going to place down smooth sandstone blocks, and we're also going to place down birchwood signs over the item frames like so. Now if you're on a Bedrock version of Minecraft, you will not be able to do this feature, so if that's the case, just go ahead and put the item frames and disregard the signs there. We're going to also place down a birchwood trapdoor and close it like so on that end. And over here on this side, we want to go and grab ourselves a chain. We're going to place down a chain that goes back, followed by 2 smooth sandstone top slabs, like that, going toward the rear. Over on the other side, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some stripped spruce wood, some stone buttons, and we're going to go ahead and also get ourselves some smooth sandstone. So for this, we want to go and place down a row of 3 of stripped birchwood, going back like this with stone buttons here on the 2 end blocks. After that, we want to go and then take our smooth sandstone. We're going to place down a row of 2 back, and we're going to then follow this up by placing down a birchwood button, which will be on the side here, an item frame, smooth sandstone block in the item frame, and then a birchwood sign on the side of the block as well. Now once we get to this point here, we want to go ahead and then place down a row of smooth sandstone top slabs, so it's going to be 1, 2 between these walls here, 1, 2. And after we have that done, we're going to then place down a item frame on the side of this top slab here, a smooth sandstone block in the item frame, and we also want to go and grab ourselves our birchwood sign and place a birchwood sign over the side of it if we are able to. Same thing over here on this side as well. Now once we also get to this point here, we want to go ahead and go to the center. We're going to place down a smooth sandstone top slab here, followed by a second top slab back. We're going to then switch back to our end rods. And for the drive shaft here, we're going to place down a row of 4 of end rods, going back to connect up to that stone slab there. And we also want to place down 2 end rods between these 2 sandstone slabs like that. And that right there is going to basically do it there for the drive shaft. After that's done, on the back here, going ahead and continuing on, we want to go ahead and take our sandstone stairs. We're going to place down a row of 2 of upside down smooth sandstone upside down stairs, like that. And we want to go ahead and place down a smooth sandstone block here in the center. Now coming off that block, we're going to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull. And we also want to go ahead and place down a fence gate on top of this birchwood trapdoor, opened up toward the rear here. on both sides, and we want to go ahead and place down a birchwood trapdoor coming off that fence gate, like so, closed on both sides. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to wrap it up what we have for this layer here. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into an optional feature, which will be including these little banner wheel designs. Pretty nice design, kind of beefs up the wheels a little bit. I recommend adding it. But yeah, it's an optional feature. I'm going to show you guys how to do that real quick. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving in to make these banners. They're really simple to do, and all we're going to need is 2 black banners, 2 gray dye, 4 black dye, and then a loom. We're going to place our loom, we're going to go and put our black banners into our loom, and then our gray dye. We're going to select the line over here on the left side, and then the line over here on the right side. That's going to give us these 2 banners like so. We're going to go and put each one of these banners back into the loom, and we're going to take black dye, and we're going to do the line across the bottom, and the line across the top. And basically what that's going to do for us is going to create 2 banners here that kind of look like a C shape. And with these banners, all we have to do now is place them down on top of, or on the sides here of these polished black stone stairs. And we get a better looking wheel design here for the aircraft. Or not aircraft, but for the truck. And just like that. And so yeah, that's a little bit of an optional feature. You don't have to add it, but I do recommend it. It does look a little bit better and makes the wheels kind of stand out a little bit more. Anyways, that right there is going to do it for layer 2. With that, let's move into layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started with here, we want to do to begin with is we're going to place down a smooth sandstone slab that comes off of this stair there in the center. And we want to go and then place down a item frame on the side of that block, a smooth sandstone block in the item frame, and then a birchwood sign on the side of it, like so. We then want to place down an upside down smooth sandstone stair to both sides. And coming off those stairs there, we're going to place down an item frame, and then a tripwire hook in the item frame rotated facing downwards, like so on both sides. We're going to then place down another smooth sandstone slab here to the sides, another item frame off the sides of those slabs, and then we want to go and place down a snowball in those item frames. On the sides of those slabs there, we're going to place down an item frame, a orange bed rotated on its side with the pillow facing toward the rear, and a birchwood sign on the side of the slab as well, if you're able to. And it's just going to be the same thing over here. Orange bed, make sure it's rotated so the pillow is facing toward the rear, like so. After that's done, we want to go ahead and place down a smooth sandstone block here in the center. And we're going to go ahead and place down a row of, or a loom to both sides, like so. And we want the loom facing this direction here so that you get this texture here facing toward the outsides, like that. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down a birchwood trapdoor, which is going to go on top of this fence gate here, to both sides. We then want to take our smooth sandstone blocks. We're going to place down 2 rows of 3 down the center here, a sandstone upside down stair here to both sides, and a sandstone top slab that goes back from those stairs. We're going to go and then place down another row of 3, the smooth sandstone blocks across, and we're going to go and then place down a birchwood fence gate here on both ends. After that, we want to take our smooth sandstone blocks. Again, we're going to go and do a row of 3 across the center here, and then a second row of 3. We're going to take our polished black stone slabs over here on the left side. We're going to place down 2 slabs. Over on the right side, we just want to place down an item frame on top of this block here, and a smooth sandstone full block in the item frame like so, and a birchwood button on the top of that strip birchwood block as well, if you're able to add that. Then when we get to this point here, we're going to take our smooth sandstone blocks. We're just going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're going to stop at 9 blocks back. Same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We then want to go to the center space, and we're going to take our smooth sandstone top slabs, and we want to go and place down 1, 2, 3 of them back. We're going to go and then grab ourselves some sandstone walls. We're going to place down a sandstone wall here in the center over this axle here, and then also a sandstone wall in this space right here over that axle, like that. We then want to place down a sandstone stair here between the last 2 smooth sandstone blocks. Count out those smooth sandstone blocks. We're going to place down a sandstone wall back, and then one out to the side. Same thing over here. In the center there, we're going to place down an item frame, a birchwood sign, and also a red bed in the item frame, rotate on its side like so. We're going to go ahead and then place down item frames on these 2 walls to both sides here. Tripwire hooks in the item frames rotated facing downwards. And we then want to go and place down apples in those item frames like that for the rear brake lights. To the sides here, we're going to place down our item frame, a red bed rotated around the item frame to face sideways, and a birchwood sign on the side of it. And same thing over here as well. So just like that. After that's done, we want to go and then take our birchwood trapdoors. We're going to place down a birchwood trapdoor on top of this fence gate, open it up like that toward the front, and same thing over here on this side as well. And we're going to then take our birchwood buttons. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forward on the right or on the left side here, and then we're going to place down 2 sandstone slabs. Over on the other side, we're going to place down 2 sandstone stairs here, and then after that, we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 buttons. So we're going to be a little bit longer there. And we also want to place down a sandstone wall in the space between the sandstone slab and the polished blackstone slab. Also on this side, we're going to change this fence gate out for a birchwood sign. So just like that. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 3 for the build. And with that, let's go ahead and move on to layer number 4. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer. We'll be going ahead and moving into layer number 4. For layer 4, to get ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a polished blackstone upside down stair here, followed by a sandstone upside down stair to both sides of it like so. We then want to place down a skeleton skull on the sides of those stairs. And then going back from this, we're going to place down a row 3 of smooth sandstone blocks. We then want to place down another sandstone wall to both ends, followed by 1 and 2 walls back, 1 and 2. So you have a row of 3 there. And we're going to go then place down 2 rows of 3 of smooth sandstone blocks across. After that, we want to go and then place down a skeleton skull, which is going to go on the side of this smooth sandstone, or this sandstone wall. Once we get to this point, we do have a bit of stuff switching up here. So on the left side here, we're going to go and place down a stripped birchwood log on its side, followed by a second one back, smooth sandstone block over, and we want to go and then place down 2 stripped birchwood blocks like that. Now over here on the right side, we want to go and place down a trapdoor on the side of this block. Over here on the left side, however, we're going to place down an item frame, a smooth sandstone block in the item frame, and then a birchwood sign like that over the block like that to cover it up. After that, we want to go and then take our stripped birchwood, or just our birchwood top slabs in general. We're going to place down a row 5 across the center here. We then want to place down a top slab here to both sides, followed by an upside down stair here on both sides, and then a top slab there in the center. Once we have that all done there, that's pretty much all we need to do there for layer number 4. And we're going to leave everything on the back here alone, as that's going to be all touched once we get to our actual missile system. Anyways, that's right there is it for layer 4. And with that, let's move into layer number 5. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and take sandstone walls, and we're going to do a row of 5 of sandstone walls across the front here. We're going to then place down an item frame over here to the wall to the left side, followed by a smooth sandstone block in the item frame, and then a birchwood sign over it like that. We then want to take our smooth sandstone blocks, place down a row of 5 across. We're going to go do a second row of 5. And once we get that done, we're going to do a row of 5 of upside down stairs. Now to the sides here, we want to go ahead and then place down a end rod, which is going to be coming off of this smooth sandstone block here to both sides, and then a tripwire hook coming off the side of this smooth sandstone block. Now once we get to this point here, we do want to go ahead and set this up for our levers here. So we're going to be using a technique here of using the debug stick, which will be used to basically move the lever so that it will be flipped upside down and connected up to this end rod. So we have a debug stick here, and we can go ahead and use it to change the face of it. We're going to have this facing the ceiling, and then we're going to go ahead and use our debug stick as well to change the direction of it. So that's facing, for us, it's going to be east. And over here, we're going to basically do the same thing on the ceiling, and we want this facing east. And we can go and then delete our blocks here, and we have these floating levers there on both sides using the debug stick. Anyways, once that's done there, we want to go and then place down a redstone comparator over here on the left side, and we want to go and then take our smooth sandstone. We're going to place down 2 blocks, or sorry, it's just going to be 1 block here in the center, and we're going to go and then take an end rod, place an end rod coming off that block, and we will then take our stripped birchwood and place down 2 stripped birchwood blocks over with a tripwire hook on the right side, like that. After that's done, we're going to take our stripped birchwood. We're going to place down 1 and 2 blocks here, and 1 and 2 blocks on this side. To the sides here, we're going to place down a birchwood button, and then a tripwire hook. Same thing over here, birchwood button and a tripwire hook. And then in the center space here, we're just going to go ahead and place down 2 rows of 3 of looms across the back there. And once we have that all done there, that is going to do it for the back, and with that, that is going to complete what we have there for layer 5. With that, we'll go ahead and move into our final layers. We have layer 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for the truck, and then we'll move into the actual different rocket systems. So with that, let's go ahead and move into layers 6 through 11. Alright guys, moving into our final layers here for the truck, we have layers 6 through 11. For these layers, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a smooth sandstone block here in the center, and then to both sides of it, we're going to place down a black stained glass block. We then want to place down a sandstone wall here to both corners, and come off the center block here and place down a birchwood button. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves a polished black stone wall. We're going to place it down on top of this lever here to both sides, which will actually break our lever. So we're going to have to do the same thing again. So my bad on that one. But we're also going to go ahead and do a lever on top here. So we'll set up our 4 blocks here. We'll grab our levers. We'll place them in their positions. And we'll go ahead and select the ones on the top here. And we want these ones to be facing toward the floor. And the direction, we're going to have these facing that direction like so. Same thing on the bottom here, except this time it's going to be on the ceiling. And we're going to have them facing the same direction as well. And these guys right here seem to be fine. So those are good. We'll have these facing the floor, and we want these facing toward the west. So like that. And this right here wants to be on the ceiling, so just like that. And once we have that done, we can go ahead and delete these blocks, as those are pretty much good to go. And we're going to go ahead and just very simply go ahead and go off this end rod up, or this lever up here with an end rod to the side here, like that. After we have that done, we want to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull, which is going to be on top of these 2 sandstone walls. And then in between them, we're going to be placing down a row of 3 of smooth sandstone slabs. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to then place down 3 item frames coming off those slabs. We're going to then place down orange concrete in those item frames. And we're going to then take our birchwood signs and place them here on the side there, like that, for the hazard lights. Now after that, we're going to go ahead and go to the side here. We want to go ahead and place down a black stained glass pane here to both sides, and in the middle here we're just going to place down a row of 3 of black stained glass full blocks. We're going to then place down a sandstone wall here to both corners, and another row of 3 of sandstone blocks across the back in between those walls. We then want to go and place down a skeleton skull, which is going to be coming off of basically both sides here. So just like this. And one thing I forgot from the previous layer also is on top of the skeleton skull here, we're going to place down an end rod so it kind of forms this handle, which will be on both sides there like that. After that's done, up on top here, we're going to place down a row of 3 of birchwood slabs, followed by a skeleton skull on top of that glass pane. Same thing over there. And we then want to go ahead and place down a birchwood fence post coming off those skeleton skulls, and then we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, and 4 iron bars up. Same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to then take our sandstone slabs here again and do another row of 3 across the top there. We're going to then place down a polished black stone wall here, followed by a wither skeleton skull on top of it, and then another skeleton skull coming off that one to the side there like so. And then over here to the other side, we're just going to go ahead and take our strip birchwood. We're going to place down 2 blocks in this space right here, and then a birchwood trapdoor on the side there, just like that. And once we have that all complete, the last thing for us to do here is to go to these polished black stone walls. We're going to place down an item frame and then a glass pane in the item frame on both sides here to go ahead and make those side mirrors. And with that all complete there, that's going to wrap up what we have for the truck itself, layers 6 through 11, and the truck complete. With that, we're going to go and move into our 2 different versions here, which will be basically the transport version and also the deployed version. So the first one we're going to work on is the transport version, and we're going to go ahead and then work on the deployed version also. Please look at the time bar at this time or the description for the time that you want to jump to. If you're planning on just doing the transport version, stick around. If you want to do the deployed version, then go ahead and skip ahead in the video where you need to go. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into the transport version. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and move into the transport version. Transport version here is definitely a lot easier than the deployed version, but deployed version definitely looks a lot cooler, but this is going to be perfect for like convoys and stuff like that, or just in vehicle storage or something of that sort. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started here. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to go ahead and place down a sandstone top slab, which is going to be over this space right here. After that top slab, we want to go ahead and go forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 forward. So in total here, we're going to have a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We then want to go ahead and go to the sides. We're going to place down a birchwood upside down stair here to both sides. And then we want to go ahead and take our stripped birchwood and we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going forward. Actually, sorry, it's only going to be 4 going forward. We're going to then place down a daylight detector. And we're going to do the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a daylight detector. After that, we want to go then place down a upside down birchwood stair to both sides here. And then a row of 1 and 2 of sandstone top slabs. Same thing over here. 1, 2. Then going to the sides, we're going to take our skeleton skulls. 1, 2. Over here, 1, 2. And we're going to go then take our sandstone top slabs. And we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top slabs back. And then an upside down birchwood stair. And our top slab. Same thing over here, top slab. Birchwood upside down stair. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sandstone top slabs going forward. On the sides here of the stairs, we're going to place down item frames. Smooth sandstone blocks in the item frames. And then a birchwood sign on the front of the stair as well. Same thing over here this side as well, just like that. Once we have that all done, going ahead and continuing on, we're going to take our birchwood logs this time. And we want to go ahead and place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 birchwood logs going forward. And we're going to have a birchwood button here on the both ends, so on the front and the back. We're going to do the same row again, so this time down the center. So row 9, and then a birchwood button on both ends. And same thing here to this side. Place our row of blocks and our birchwood button here on both ends. Now once we get to this point, we want to go and then take a birchwood trapdoor. We're going to place down a trapdoor here to both sides like this. And one quick adjustment we're going to make here is we're actually going to go ahead and move the skeleton skulls back 1 and delete that top slab and move them back 1. So they were 1 block 2 forward. So it should look like this here on both sides. Anyways, once that's done, we want to go and then take our sandstone walls. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 1, 2 to both sides. A smooth sandstone block to both sides again. And then taking our stripped birchwood, we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. We're going to then place down 2 smooth sandstone blocks like this going back. On the rear here, we're going to place down a birchwood trapdoor coming off those blocks. And we want to go then take our birchwood buttons, place down 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1 on this smooth sandstone block and 1 over here as well. We then want to grab tripwire hooks and a trapdoor. We're going to place down a trapdoor in the middle block here, and then a tripwire hook to both sides. Same thing over here. Just like that. After that's all done, we want to go and then take our stripped birchwood logs. We're going to place down 1 up here. And we're going to go and do another row 9 going forward. Same thing right here. And then we have our one last row. Just like that. And we're going to then place down our 3 birchwood buttons. Same thing back here. And we want to go and take our smooth sandstone blocks. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to take our birchwood buttons. Place down a row here along the side. Same thing over here. Like so. And then on the back here, we want to go and place down a birchwood sign coming off those 2 smooth sandstone blocks for the rear. Then going toward the front here, we're going to place down 2 sandstone walls with 2 birchwood signs on the sides. Same thing here. Like so. And we want to go then take our stripped birchwood. We're going to place down a stripped birchwood block here in the corners with a birchwood button on the sides. And then coming off it, we're going to go and take our sandstone top slabs. We're going to go forward 1, 2, 3. And same thing over here, 1, 2, 3. We then want to go ahead and go up from the top slabs with a lever that's going to be facing toward the insides here. And we're going to place down a birchwood sign on the side of the slab here to both sides. In the space in between those levers, we're going to place down a row of 3 of smooth sandstone slabs. And then as we work our way back here, we want to go ahead and also take our sandstone walls, and we're going to go ahead and actually put 2 rows of 3 in this location here, just like this. And we also want to do 2 rows of 3 here between these sandstone walls. Should look something like this here from above. We're going to go then take our stone buttons, and we want to go and place down a row of 3 across this section here. After that, we're going to go and grab daylight detectors, trapdoors, slabs, and signs. We're going to place down a row of 3 of slabs here down the center, a daylight detector to both sides, and then we're going to place down 2 birchwood trapdoors back on both ends. And we want to go then place down a row of 3 of birchwood signs coming off the slabs and trapdoors. After that's done, we're going to then take a skeleton skull. We're going to place it down on top of these 2 sandstone blocks here. And we're going to then place down a row of 3 of end rods across in between them. And lastly, we just want to place down 3 stone buttons on top of those blocks across. And with that all complete there, that's going to do it for our transit mode for the HIMARS missile system. And with that, let's go ahead and move into the deployed version. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our deployed version. So for this one, to go ahead and get started with, we're going to be going ahead and go into this section here. We're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 birchwood trapdoors back from those 2 stairs. And then the space here in the center, we're going to go and fill in with 3 stone buttons. After that, we want to go and then place down a birchwood up sound stair here to both sides, followed by a birchwood button here in between those stairs, which actually we can't place that, so we're just going to leave that as is. We then want to go and take our daylight detectors. We're going to place down a row of 3 across. We then want to place down a stripped birchwood block here in the center, a sandstone wall to both sides. We're going to go then place down another stripped birchwood block here in the center, followed by a birchwood stair to both sides here. And we want to go then place down a smooth sandstone top slab to both sides of the stair. Once we have that done, we're going to go and then place down our stripped birchwood block back on both sides here, sandstone top slab to both sides here, and then in the middle space here, we're just going to place down our stripped birchwood block. When we get to this section here, we want to go and then place down a stripped birchwood block here to both ends. Coming off of it, we're going to place down a birchwood up sound stair, a item frame. So we'll go ahead and grab that real quick, like so. And in that item frame, we're going to go ahead and place down a smooth sandstone block and a birchwood sign. Over here, same thing, item frame, smooth sandstone block, sandstone or birchwood sign. We then want to place down a sandstone top slab here in both corners, 2 birchwood stairs like that, and then 2 sandstone top slabs there in the center. And after that's done, that's our base there. We're going to start working on the missile system. So for this to go ahead and get started with, we're going to grab our stripped birchwood, and we're just going to go and place down a row of 3 here of sideways logs across the back with birchwood buttons on the side there. We're going to take our smooth sandstone blocks. We're going to place down 1, 2 forward, 1, 2, and we're going to fill the space in across between, so you have a row of 5 there. We want to go and then take our stone buttons. We're going to place down 2 stone buttons here on the sides. Same thing over here. And we're going to then place down a birchwood trapdoor, come off those blocks like that. Once we have that done, we want to go and then take our sandstone top slabs. We're going to place down a row of 5 across. And once we have that done there, we want to go and then take our birchwood slabs. We're going to place down 2 birchwood slabs here in the center. We're going to then follow this up by placing down a skeleton skull that comes off this spot here. So we're going to place down a block here, so whatever you want, and then come off the side of it, we're going to place down the skeleton skull. We're going to go then delete that block, and then place down a skeleton skull, come off the back of that skull, like so. And then going up from this, we're going to place down a sandstone wall, come off that skull, like so. Now once we get to this point on the back here, we're going to place down another 3 stripped birchwood logs on their sides, like so. And we want to go and then place down a sandstone upside down stair here to both sides, followed by a birchwood sign on the sides there of those stairs. After that, we're going to take our smooth sandstone blocks. We're going to place down a row of 5 across, and we're going to place down 2 birchwood buttons here on the sides. We then want to go ahead and place down a stripped birchwood block here to both sides, and a row of 3 blocks across the center. After that, we want to then place down a tripwire hook, like that to both sides. And we're going to then place down a smooth sandstone block to both sides as well. And once we get to this point here, we want to go and place down a top slab coming off those two smooth sandstone blocks, and then a birchwood trapdoor on the sides of those blocks. After that, we're going to place down a top slab coming off these two sandstone top slabs there to both sides, and we then want to go ahead and go up from this. We're going to go ahead and place down a row of 3, or actually, sorry, it should be a sandstone slab here to both sides and then a row of 3 birchwood slabs. And we're also going to go ahead and grab ourselves stone buttons, and we're going to place down a row of 3 of stone buttons. Now once we get this done, we're going to then take a smooth sandstone block, place it down on both ends. We're going to follow this up by a row of 3 of sandstone walls between them, and then a birchwood button to both ends. We're going to go then place down a row of 5 of smooth sandstone blocks across, a birchwood trapdoor to both ends like that. We're going to then place down a stripped birchwood block to both sides, a tripwire hook on the sides there, and then on the insides, we're going to go ahead and place down a upside down stair to both sides, and then a top slab there in the center. After that, we want to go ahead and take our smooth sandstone blocks. We're going to place down a row of 5 across, like so. Birchwood button on both ends. And after that, we want to go then do a top slab to both ends. Going ahead and moving up to our next row up, we want to go ahead and start off by taking a skeleton skull. We're going to place it down on top of these sandstone slabs here to both sides, and then we're going to go and place down a row of 3 of end rods in between those skeleton skulls. We then want to place down a sandstone slab here to both sides, a birchwood slab to both sides there, and then another smooth sandstone block in the center, followed by birchwood signs along the sides here of those blocks and slabs. We then want to go ahead and place down a sandstone block to both sides here, sandstone wall, and then another smooth sandstone block there in the center. We're going to then place down a row of 5 of smooth sandstone blocks across, and we're going to place down 2 stone buttons there on either side. After that, we want to go then place down a sandstone slab both sides here, and then a row of 3 of full blocks across the center there, and another slab right there coming off the center block. Once we get to this point, we're going to take our sandstone walls. We're going to place down a row of, it's going to be just a row of 2 going forward on both sides here. And on the insides, we're going to place down 2 smooth sandstone full blocks, a top slab there in the center, and then a row of 3 across in between those walls. So like that. And then coming off those top slabs there, we're going to place down an additional row of 3 that comes off going forward. After that, we want to go ahead and take our smooth sandstone blocks. We're going to place down a row of 3 across the center here, followed by a wall to both sides. We're going to do another row of 3, and again a wall to both ends. Birchwood signs here along the sides of the wall. Same thing over here. We then want to go ahead and place down a row of 3 of stripped birchwood on its side like so. And we're going to place down a birchwood trapdoor on the side of those blocks. After that, going up from this, we're going to place down a row of 3 of stripped birchwood on the side like so. We're going to take our birchwood buttons, and we're going to place down a row of 3 birchwood buttons here, row of 3 across the top. And then out to the sides, we want to go and place down a stripped birchwood block to both sides like that. A birchwood button on the sides of those blocks there. And then we're going to place down a row of 5 of birchwood slabs across like that. Also in the center here, we're going to place down we're going to make this a row of 5 of sandstone walls that go across right here. And that's all good there, so go ahead and move it up to the top. We're going to take our stone buttons, we're going to place down a row of 3 of stone buttons here. We're going to then go up with a stone slab to both sides here. Then we're going to go up with a stone top slab to both sides. So just like this. And we want to go and then place down a lever on these slabs here facing inwards with a row of 3 of sandstone slabs across there. And lastly, a birchwood sign on the side of these slabs. So just like that. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to pretty much wrap it up for the deployed version of the rocket launcher system. And with that, that'll complete my tutorial for both the transit and deployed version for the M142 HIMARS missile system. Hope you guys do enjoy this video or this tutorial and they are able to put it to good use. If you do want to use this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for the build. This can be anything from a sign on the build to a link to my channel or this video if this does appear on social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, you're free to use it for projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. Again, big special thanks to Patreon supporter ZPro Warfare for making this tutorial possible, and as always, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions. With that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been your YouTube before, and I'll see you guys next time.